Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday to you. I'm Jessica Dugas, and this is Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this 9 a.m. Eastern Time hour. I am very excited because today is part 2 of a little series a little mini series. You guys know how I like to do that. Uh, Here on Project Joy, sort of loosely based on the gifts of the Magi. And so there's gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And so we talked about on Monday the gold part one. And I talked about the gold within and reclaiming your worth, your feelings of self-worth. And as Jamie Rich so beautifully pointed out in the comments that day, I think sometimes we look at the word worth and look at the word value, and we give them similar meanings. We might mistake one from the other. Then there's also the part about perspective and what one might deem as worthy or valuable over something else compared to somebody else's perspective. There was a lot that came up on Monday's show. And so we're going to talk about part 2 today here in a little bit, which is frankincense. And frankincense invites you to explore the gift of presence. And so we talked about that internal value, worthiness, and then we'll talk about presence today. So all of that said, listen, there's a lot bringing me joy today, and I would love to hear from you and know what's bringing you joy in your life today. The first thing that's bringing me joy is that I have this thing about compartmentalizing. And my friend Claudia was getting a little giggle this morning from the fact that I have a virtual gym. Now, to people that go to the actual gym, it may sound a little funny. Like, what exactly are you doing there? But through the virtual gym, one of the things that I've realized is really super important to me and helps me to be organized when I am not naturally so is compartmentalizing, or having, and further than that, having sort of an anchor for something, something that is that little bell that goes off, creates a bell or an alarm going, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. And I use a lot of the spaces within our virtual community for that. So for that purpose. So for example, if I'm in my office, even if I'm not having a meeting, sometimes I'm just there in my office, and that anchor, that visually seeing my office, says something to my brain. It goes, hey brain, it's time to get to work. And so a similar thing has happened for me with the virtual gym, is that being there in that space reminds me, hey, you've got a job to do here. Even if I'm not physically in the space where I can do maybe a whole workout one particular day, I'm still checking in with my body. I'm still stretching. And I think we're at 514 days straight of that today for me. And so, and I have not missed a day, even in the days where I'm not there in that exact moment. I will always go at some point. I will pop in at some point and go, hey, I got to check in here. And so 514 days is a lot, but so at any rate, I shared recently that I got some merch and from our Breakthrough to Joy store, which you can find on our website, thebreakthroughshow.com. You just click on merch, and I will drop the link while we're chatting here. But I got the Blue Duck sweatshirt that we have in there, and the Blue Duck mug. And eventually I need to get one of each mug, because I realized this morning, I go in the kitchen and I go to make my cup of decaf, and I go in the cupboard, and it was easy peasy. I'm like, it's Wednesday. I'm about to go on Project Joy Live. So I like this idea of having things connected to different things. It really does bring me a lot of joy in my life, because it creates less stress. it creates a reminder for me of like, hey, you have this specific thing to do today. And so that in itself is bringing me a whole hell of a lot of joy. And so you can shop, you can get, there's mugs for every show. There are shirts, there are jackets, there are stickers, there's different lines. There's a line for There Will Be Hugs, which was Brittany and I's book. There is a line for 90s Flashback Friday with Danielle. There's some little 90s quote things there. There are, what else do we have? There's a whole collection of Blue Duck merch and all kinds of stuff. So you can go and shop with us because it's the holidays and you're buying gifts anyway. Get a gift for yourself. Get a gift for yourself. Okay, what else is bringing me joy? So, you guys know I love my pop culture stuff, but I had seen that there was a new show with the incredible Claire Danes. Now, this is very nostalgic for me because way back in the day, I used to love the show My So-Called Life. Now, I somehow remember that show being on for at least a little while, but it was only on for one season. For some reason, I tricked myself into thinking it was on much longer, but I loved that show. Claire Danes, it had Jared Leto, who we know as the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars. He played the Joker. He's an incredible actor and musician. And he was so adorable in that show, My So-Called Life. Let me tell you something. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. It'll give you a nice little nostalgic throwback there. But anyway, so Claire Danes is in this new psychological thriller on Netflix called The Beast in Me. The Beast in Me. And so I saw Claire Danes and I was like, I'm in already. You don't even have to tell me what it's about. Claire Danes and a psychological thriller, I'm in because I've talked about this around, Halloween time. I'm not a huge fan of like horror movies, but I love a psychological thriller because usually they have really good storylines. Okay. So all of that being said, Claire Danes, and then it has Matthew Rice, Brittany Snow, Jonathan Banks, incredible cast. Okay. I am in the middle. Where am I at right now? I'm in the middle of episode 3 and it is so stinking good. It's so good. It has not disappointed. The story is really good so far. Don't spoil it for me, Sang. I just saw Sang's comment pop up. I watched it. It's really good. Don't spoil. I'm on episode 3, but it's so good. It's so good so far. And Claire Danes has not disappointed me. She's excellent in it. All the acting I think is really good. And so this is one too that my husband and I have been enjoying together. And I gotta say, it brings me a lot of joy and I'm very, very lucky. My husband and I in general like a lot of the same stuff. TV wise or movie wise. And so that's helpful. It's helpful because usually we get excited about the same kind of thing. And so that works out. But so that's bringing me a lot of joy right now. Fantastic show. Definitely check that out. The Beast in Me, on Netflix. So good so far. And so what else is bringing me joy today? Okay, so today is Wednesday, December 3rd, and 1 week from today, you guys, this is very exciting. We have the bonus workshop for all those who have signed up to start the first cohort of the Blue Duck Society in January. Okay. It's a big deal because it's going to be a several hours workshop on the 10th. And it's going to be, it can stand alone by itself. I'm very excited because it's something that I think is going to be useful for anybody that tunes in, but, or that comes to join the workshop. But because they're in the Blue Duck Society, they get this as a bonus. It's really going to help sort of pave the way for the work that they're going to do in the Blue Duck Society. Now, if you live under a rock and you're like, Jessica, what is all this stuff about the Blue Ducks? The Blue Duck Society is where visionaries turn ideas into action. So if you are a person that has all these creative ideas swimming around in your head, and I sort of have created a space where we're going to bring those things to life because the world needs to see what you've got up here. Now, there's like sort of two different paths with the Blue Duck Society, and those that are joining up will get to see what those are. But basically, you can be like 100% go and launch something amazing at the end of the first cohort, which is 3 months long, 6 sessions, or we can pace it and say at the end of the year, at the end of 4 sessions, you come out with something amazing. But this is going to be the space for you because you're going to get to bring your ideas to life. And in a collaborative, brainstorming, supportive environment, you're going to have the accountability. You're going to have the access to the private community. We're going to have accountability partners. It's going to be amazing, and really dig in. Because honestly, I've been in that space where I get really fired up about something, and if I let it drag on too long and swim around too long in my head, it doesn't happen. And then we don't necessarily have that same amazingness and passion to go into that idea that could have changed the world. It could have changed the world, right? So I'm excited to kind of harness that energy into one place. It's going to be super exciting. But the bonus workshop, if you get signed up, is happening on the 10th. And it's going to be super fun. So I put the link in the chat for you guys. You can go check it out. But basically, if you're a person who values integrity in creation, action over perfection, fearless collaboration, and embodied being, leading with heart, presence, and truth, the Blue Duck Society is going to be for you. And I'm super excited to have that space with everybody that joins up. In addition, the day before that is the World Building Expo for December. There's so much going on right now. And that's all I can say about that. So listen, we're going to take a super quick break. Because one of the other things that happened recently was the 1-year anniversary of the Friendship Paradox, and I want you to be able to see it. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that frankincense and the power of the present.
Caldwell Williams. On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love. Love is the experience of well-being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well-being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
In 2024, I had the incredible honor of a beautiful conversation with 26 adults from around the globe, which began with the following question: what does friendship mean to you?
Someone who is there to support you, someone who is willing to go through the ups and downs of life with you.
Connection, but also the opportunity for learning and deeper connection.
If I don't talk to that person for 2 months, we pick up the phone like we've never stopped talking. To me, that is what a friend is.
Friend to me is someone I can share my joys, also the struggles I have.
Friend means somebody that you can talk to and that you can trust.
So a friend to me is actually someone really, really close, an inner circle person.
And I think it's an important discussion to pass on to other generations so they don't get caught being lonely at the end because they haven't thought about friends in different ways.
On this Friendsgiving, we're celebrating the anniversary of this incredible film by inviting you to share it with a friend. Join us for the release of our newly remastered edition of the Friendship Paradox.
I need your shoulder. I need you, friend. No wise words or reason. I just need someone I can depend on. 'Cause I'm crumbling, crumbling and slowly falling. Can you catch me?
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. Please visit thefriendshipparadox.com. You can watch the film. If you've watched the film, please leave a review. You can donate. You can download the companion guide for the film. You can listen to a playlist. There's a whole bunch of goodies that you can find at thefriendshipparadox.com. So definitely check that out. And a huge thank you again to everybody who celebrated with me for that milestone, that 1 year anniversary. Listen, if you haven't had a chance yet, please like, comment, subscribe, all of those things to this video. We appreciate you so much here at the Breakthrough Show Network. Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. We're coming up towards the end of the year. We have some big goals, and we would love to get to that 1,000 mark by the end of the year, which is super exciting. So, continuing our series this morning, we have a little mini series about the gifts within us, loosely based on gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the gifts of the Magi that we think about sometimes, that some people think about in the Christmas time arena. On Monday's show, we talked about the gold within, reclaiming your worth. We talked about worth and value and all of those good things. And then today we are going to talk about frankincense. Frankincense represents the sacred, the mindful, and the aligned. It calls us to slow down, take a breath, and be here now. Now, I mentioned to you guys on Monday that when I was dabbling in some essential oils years ago, one of my favorite oils that I came to really love and appreciate was frankincense. And we used to call it baby Jesus medicine because a lot of people, when they hear frankincense, that's what they think about is the Bible. They think about the story of Jesus and how Jesus was gifted the frankincense, at Christmas or at birth and all of those things. So at any rate, frankincense, that the scent of it is very, it's sort of an earthy smell, but very what's about almost like a musk, almost, if you will. It's really interesting. I'm looking up something really quick here because I had a note that was here, but it is not. At any rate, it became one of my favorite scents over time, and good for many different things medicinally. In addition, like I said, because it has that sort of, it's a very powerful scent to it. It does sort of, I feel like, have the ability to bring you back to the now, which makes sense to me. That would be something that would stand for being mindful and present and all of those things. So frankincense was gifted to Jesus to symbolize his role as a divine priest and his future role in the redemption of humanity. It was often burned as a sacred offering in the temple. And the smoke from burning the frankincense was a symbol of the prayers rising to heaven, right? The prayers being sent to God. And so it is a spiritual sort of, I guess, meaning as well. But I want to talk about a few things regarding being present. So what does present really mean in a distracted world? Now, this is a funny question to me because I am a distracted person without the need for the world being distracted. or distracting. Does that make sense for anybody else out there? I don't need help being distracted. I am a very naturally kind of squirrely person. Shiny things. I have a new idea every 5 minutes. I've talked about this even in the beginning of the show, talking about everything that's coming up. It feels, as I'm practicing being more present, it feels like a lot because there's a lot of things, and it is a lot, but it feels like it talking about it. And so, one of the examples I can use though is because I had to sort of, how do I keep myself in this space of creativity and always having a new idea and wanting to have my hands in a lot of different things, and I'm good at that? How do I allow that to happen simultaneously with being right here in this moment? And one of those things for me, I can give this as an example. The Friendship Paradox was the film that I released a little over a year ago now. And I had over 40 hours of footage for that film. I cut it down to 3 hours. People have told me, and they continue to tell me, it's still really long. But it was like, listen, I thought I was doing good cutting from 40 to 3, right? And so I knew that once the film came out, that I would like to continue the conversation and still do more with it. My intention for 2025, because I worked on the film all in 2024, was to do a mini series based on the film this year. Ultimately, I ended up shelving that idea. Why did I put it on the shelf? I didn't throw it in the trash. I put it on the shelf. Why? Because I felt like I need to give the film its own time, its own space, to allow it to be my baby for a minute before I shove it into toddlerhood. And so I've had to learn to slow down a little bit and to give myself permission to put things on a shelf and then circle back to it. Like I said, I very rarely throw things completely away. And that's another thing that led to the Blue Duck Society, because I have a lot of things that I want to do that are on the shelf that are amazing things. But it's about taking that time to sit with it and go, okay, what is the priority right now? So what does presence mean in a distracted world? For me, it means giving myself permission to turn the volume down. It doesn't mean I have to turn it off, but turn it down. Put things on a shelf. Step away from social media a little bit. Or if I'm on social media, letting it be an intentional social media time and not just scrolling to escape the other things in life, right? Being present can change the way that we give and receive. My grandmother was famous for when we would receive something as a gift, she would say, you need to write a thank you note. And we hated it as kids. We hated it so hard. Especially, I really didn't like writing as a child. I was like, I couldn't understand as a child why me just saying thank you and giving a hug was not enough. Why did I need to write a thank you too? But I sort of understand it now, and it ties into what we're talking about. Because when we spend our time and our energy taking that time to write out a thank you note, it extends that time of receiving. We're sort of in that space a little bit longer of receiving, of gratitude. You know what I mean? Like we're sitting with it a little bit longer, and it savors it. It savors it a little bit. Have you ever had this is what's interesting. So when my husband and I go out to a fancy restaurant, because my husband is not. My husband is a um, I'll have a burger every time, please and thank you. I am not. I like fine foods and fancy things, and some of y'all could see that in my in my Thanksgiving board that I shared on social media. I like things to be pretty and taste good, and I like the dining experience, you know. And so I will eat closer to the time that we go out for a fancy meal, because I don't want to go so hungry that I'm like, I'm trying to eat quick. I'm just trying to fill myself, as opposed to really sitting and like savoring the food and tasting all of the things. I want to go for the experience, and not that I'm like trying to hurry up and eat all the things. You know what I mean? So there's something to be said for really creating a savoring kind of experience, whether we are giving a gift, receiving a gift, going out for a beautiful meal, creating a new project in our business. Allow it to have its sort of time and space, you know, and sit with it a minute and feel the feelings. And when we do that, going back to the example about the gift and my grandmother and the thank you cards, we got a gift one year that and my husband was like, I don't know if we're going to use this. And I'm like, well, let's see. Let's try it in some different things and see. And, take a photo with it, take a selfie with it, fill it up, see how it works, all of these things. And so, just instead of jumping to the when you receive something, automatically going into that place of sort of evaluating the thing, like let's sit with it. Maybe we could be a little more grateful. Maybe we could appreciate it a little bit longer. And the third part for me about frankincense and presence, alignment matters more than perfection as we prepare for a new year. Coming up, another thing coming up at the end of the year, I have my Your One Word workshop. And I have hosted this workshop for several years now, and it's one of my favorite things because I choose the word of the year, yes, but there's so much more to it than that, because even if people come into the workshop already having chosen a word of the year, which essentially is like a lighthouse for your next year ahead, even people who have already chosen it and come into the workshop, you look at things in a little bit of a different way. I create the space for you to really to have what we're talking about, to be present with the energy that you are wanting to create in the new year. And a lot of people get caught up in this process of choosing a word, creating a vibe, making a resolution, whatever else. And they're looking for things to be perfect. And so in this pursuit of perfection, or trying to, well, I don't know if in June, if this word is going to fit, like trying to evaluate it before it's even started. There's so much more to be said for the energy that we feel when there's alignment in the moment of choosing that word, and then taking that energy and moving forward, So being present, being in the moment with the energy that you have created, want to create, are creating right now, helps us feel more in alignment. And it matters way more than trying to get things perfect for something that hasn't even happened yet, for a day that doesn't even exist, really. So we talked about our worthiness, our gold within, our value. We talked about today being present, coming back to center, savoring things a little longer, knowing that us being present is actively creating the future. For those of us that are future thinkers, marinate on that a little bit. If you're truly present and marinating on and creating these things right here, that is the energy that's creating the future. You don't have to be looking 20 miles down the road in order to create what's going to come 20 miles down the road. That being present is truly what's going to do that for you, right? All right. So on Friday, or not this Friday, Margene is going to be on Friday with me, and we're going to talk about a couple different things, but Friday is also our awards, which I'm going to tell you about more about coming up here shortly. And we're going to talk about honoring yourself and others on Friday. I've got Brittany on the show Monday. I've got Olivia on the show next Wednesday. And then next Friday is when we're going to finish up this series talking about Myrrh and the healing of wholeness. So what does that word wholeness mean to you? That's something we're going to explore. We're going to talk about healing, and we're going to talk about the third gift of myrrh. So we talked about gold and frankincense, and myrrh is coming in 2 Fridays from today. We're going to take one more quick break, and when we come back, we've got birthdays to do and all kinds of fun stuff. So we'll be right back after this.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. I'm so happy you're here with me today as we continued our series on the gifts within. And we talked about gold and frankincense and myrrh in 2 Fridays is when we're going to finish up that series. All right. What do we have going on here? So we've got to talk about birthdays in a minute, but I want to tell you that coming up in 3 days, you guys, or 2 days, not counting today, Friday, December 5th, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we have our 3rd annual Breakthrough Show Network Awards. And it is a ceremony that's completely open to the public. I'm putting the link down there in the chat for you guys. Okay. It is open to the public. Several people are up for awards. We give out awards for the top performing shows, fan favorite shows, guests, co-hosts. The Journey So Far Award is a big award. And I also give out an award that is dedicated to Breakthrough alum and my dear friend who passed away a couple years ago, Dorothy Auger, and it is a Breakthrough Achievement Award. And this is someone who is doing amazing things in the world, and their things that they do have impacted me, and because it's impacted me, it's impacted the network, and because it's impacted the network, we see it impacting on a bigger scale. And so that is a personal award that I give out to one person every single year. This person has already been notified that they have received the award, and so I'm really excited to present that this year as well. And so stay tuned. I will give away the hint that this person has appeared on the Breakthrough Show Network. I know that's not much of a hint, but they have appeared on the Breakthrough Show Network. And so I'm excited to give out that award as well. And it's always a good time. We always have a really great time. And so I'm excited about that coming up on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Get registered and come join us for the ceremony. All right, you guys, it is time for birthdays. Who's ready?
Happy birthday to you.
All right, everybody. In the world of celebrity, there's a lot of birthdays today. Okay, a lot of birthdays. Ozzy Osbourne, who we lost earlier this year, had a birthday today. Ozzy Osbourne, an amazing human being in the world of music. Actress and singer Amanda Seyfried, or Seyfried, I never know how to say her name, and I hate it because I love her so much. She turns the big 40 today. Happy birthday, Amanda. Brendan Fraser, an incredible actor, 57 years old today. Actress Julianne Moore is 65 years old today. That's a little mind-blowing for me. Anna Chlumsky, 45 years old today. You may remember her from the My Girl movies, My Girl 1 and 2. I'm not gonna talk about that right now though, because people get emotional over that movie, My Girl. Singer Andy Grammer is 42 years old today. Actor Steve Harris is the big 60 today. He was in The Practice, and he also was in a movie that I love, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. It's a Tyler Perry movie. Steve Harris was incredible in that. Incredible. Actress Daryl Hannah, 65 years old today. And singer that I got to see in concert, who not only is he an amazing performer, an incredible singer, but he's also, he's just so loving and super grounded. Montel Jordan, 57 years old today. And he prayed over everybody at the concert. Like, he's just so sweet and wonderful. And so, Montel Jordan, 57 years old today. And the celebrities in my life yesterday, Elaine Fox Clark had a birthday. So happy birthday to you. It's time to get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ozzy, Amanda, Brendan, Julian, Anna, Andy, Steve, Daryl, Montel, and Elaine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. I hope you are set up to have an absolutely amazing day. Are y'all here? Are you okay? Are you experiencing joy? Because you're awfully quiet today. You're awfully quiet today. I feel like I need to get my bell out and be like, ding, ding, ding. Hello. At any rate, I'm going to be back on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time with my daughter, Margene, and we're going to be talking about honoring yourself and other people. So I'm excited about that, and that will kick off our amazing awards day that is happening on Friday. So lots of amazingness going on in the world. Also, this is a fun little update for you on a brand new show coming to the Breakthrough Show Network in January. Okay, I have a premiere date for you, and I have a change in title. On Monday's show, Jamie Rich was in the audience. Jamie Rich is a brand new host here on the Breakthrough Show Network. And I was sharing about how his show, Older, Wiser, Stronger, was going to premiere at some point in January. Now, during that show, I stumbled over the words. I said something, I couldn't get older, wiser, stronger out. And I was joking around about, creating like a tongue twister for the show. Little did I know that apparently people behind the scenes were also having a tongue twister issue with it. And so the name of the show has been changed. And to go with that name change, I also have a premiere date for you. Are you all ready for it? Older, Wiser, Stronger with Jamie Rich is now going to be Rise and Shine Sundays with Jamie Rich. And it's going to premiere on Sunday, January 4th, the hour before Spirit Session. So Spirit Sessions comes on every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This is going to be on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It is still targeting that, seasoned crowd, I'll call them, who want to explore deeper topics at that point in their life. And I'm really excited about Jamie premiering that episode. So thank you, Jamie, for the updates. I look forward to the premiere on Sunday, January 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Rise and Shine Sundays with Jamie Rich. It's happening. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, wherever you are in the world. I am your host, Jessica Dugas. I'll be back with you on Friday, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and absolutely every day. I'll see you guys next time.